Ashton Hall had his lawyer send me a cease and desist last night at midnight. They want me to take down the video where I shared screenshots of people that were allegedly scammed by him. And they're trying to say right here that it's entirely false and there's no truth to any of these statements. So I'm not gonna take the video down, and I am gonna get to the bottom of this, so I wanna help you guys. So send me a message or a DM with the word help so I can collect your information. So if this man took money from you, it's time to stand up for yourself.
Is this guy a scammer? Or is he ethical? Is he doing ethical business stuff? And I always give people the benefit of the doubt. You can't just assume. So I got access to the internal system where all the clients talk amongst each other, the trainers, right? And I could see people complaining that they didn't get any service at all. The service that they thought they were going to get according to the contract, right? And then I also noticed that people were also complaining that anytime they said they want to cancel their membership and ask for a refund, their messages were magically being deleted.
Again, in the beginning, those group calls were pretty cool because there were actually only like 15 to 20 people. After he went viral, everything went very much downhill. Next thing I know, there's 80 plus people in a group call. You know, I hate to be that guy. I told you so. In a video I made not too long ago, I was talking about how Ashton Hall became a super viral fitness lifestyle influencer across various platforms. I'm talking about millions upon millions of views simply from his content. And what did that content consist of? Dunking his face in ice cold water, doing half-assed push-ups and then twerking, and sprinting on treadmills to cause serious structural damage to the buildings. In that video, I critiqued how his content wasn't really beneficial to anyone, and it kind of gives an unrealistic goal to people that are aspiring to be like him. Just like a lot of other fitness influencers out there, they're not disclosing that he's on gear to make himself look like a Dragon Ball Z character, and people gave me some shit for it in the comments, which I still appreciated. If you haven't seen that video, make sure to check it out, like, comment, and subscribe. There's two types of camps. One that doesn't think what he's doing is wrong, and it's actually aspirational, and they like that content. And then there's the other side, like me, that thinks that this is straying further and further away from what actual fitness content should be like, which is being relatable, educational, while being entertaining. Nowadays, to get attention online, you have to either be taking steroids to have a crazy physique to get people's attention, some freak ability, and you need to have some high production crew.
What the fuck is that? What is that, Private Pie?
And what happens a lot of times is these influencers partner up with expensive overpriced brands, or they have their own overpriced products or services to then shill to their audience. And that's exactly what Ashton Hall has done. If you saw my last video, I was talking about how Ashton Hall has two types of courses that he's selling. One is his personal training packages, which is pretty obvious, people want to look like him, and the other one was his business course. I couldn't find reviews for any of his products that he sold, not one single review, not even on Reddit, and I thought that was pretty sketchy. Now people are coming forward saying that they bought Ashton's business courses, and what they got was not what they signed up for. These business courses cost like $10,000 just to get in. Someone that actually bought the business course and went through all this bullshit reached out to Greg Doucette to voice his concern so he can spread the message and hopefully get a refund from all this. I only ask that you only share the experience of him calling me admitting he didn't fulfill the services and saying he would give me a refund, even though he said it would be 10 to 14 days until I get my money back, and it's been 14 and I still haven't received anything. You know, I hate to be that guy. I told you so. Before this ever came out, there was a handful of fitness professionals that were trying to give people the warning signs, like, hey, you might want to watch out for this. Like, this is not something you want to aspire to be, because big fitness influencers, especially lifestyle influencers, big red flag, okay? A lot of lifestyle, or almost all lifestyle influencers, aren't there to benefit you. And one of the dead giveaways for Ashton is all the shiny jewelry. He wants you to know that he's wearing a Rolex watch and all the chains on his neck. And look at this. Look, did you see the production crew hanging out the side of the car to watch me film? This is the lifestyle that you want to be emulating. And like I said, all of this is just to funnel you down to whatever that they're selling. And don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with selling stuff as a creator. Like, that's like a good milestone for anyone that's creating stuff online. But it should translate to something of value according to what they're offering. So this is how Ashton's business course works. So when I signed up, I was told that it was $10,000. And for that price, I would receive one-on-one time with Ashton Hall. I would have setters who would cold DM and set appointments for me, and I would be given a team of closers who would handle my calls and sales for me. So I don't have a lot of experience when it comes to the online personal training space. I'm more of a one-on-one group training kind of guy in person. And I was not aware that there were big time influencers out there that would sell you a whole team to do all your work for you. To me, that sounds like it's too good to be true. I guess it works sometimes, but I can see how that can fall apart very fast. Then after 3 months, I can go off on my own, or I can continue working with them and the team they built for me for a 70-30 split. So what I want to know now is who gets the 70, who gets the 30, because if you think about it, they're doing most of the heavy lifting. They're probably going to get the 70 and you get the 30. I can see how this business model works, but there's something that rubs me the wrong way with how your whole business model depends on people that you don't have control over. Like at any second, he can start telling his setters and closers, start redirecting business towards me. Let's just try to cut him out. And you would never know a thing. Again, in the beginning, those group calls were pretty cool because there were actually only like 15 to 20 people. We still got to talk to Ashton. I'm very surprised about that. And he was auditing other fitness coaches' content. After he went viral, everything went very much downhill. Next thing I know, there's 80 plus people in a group call. Oh my God.
You serious?
There's no way. I know the quality of whatever feedback him and his team was providing just went to shit right away. 80 plus people in a phone call and you're trying to help everyone? No can do. That's not happening. And we were auditing the most ridiculous content. I'm talking 45-year-old out of shape couples dunking their faces in bowls for reals because they think it will make them rich. It actually upset me watching Ashton and his team hype these people up and tell them what they were doing was good and somehow was going to get them money. I mean, at that point, Ashton was in his bag. With 80 plus people in a phone call, each paying $10,000, at that point, Ashton was probably just saying whatever the f he wants because the money was made at that point. I could only imagine the type of bullshit that they were reviewing. Probably some very cringy content. And Ashton's probably like, sure, I've never seen that exercise before, but if it's working for you, go right ahead. Meanwhile, his pockets are just stuffed with money. I never got setters who cold DM for me, and the setters they gave me ghosted me after a week. Then because they had 5 closers for what's now 200 plus mentees, pretty much every time slot is completely full, and you'd be extremely lucky if a lead just happened to be available. I reached out to the girl for help who was supposed to be helping the mentees with things like this, and I texted her every day for 5 days, and she never answered a single message. Before Ashton became super viral about his morning routine and how addicted he is to dunking his face in Saratoga water, I think the course may have been legit to some degree. I think he was actually making phone calls with these people in a small intimate group and, giving quality information.
Wake up at 3:50 a.m. and you do exactly what I tell you to do on a day-to-day basis. You will gain 20 pounds of muscle in 30 days. 20 pounds of muscle in 30 days. So
And then after he went viral, I think the wheels started to fall off. And I believe Ashton didn't keep up with the influx of people coming into his program. So like they said, there was 5 mentors or whatever for 200 plus people. Obviously, there's going to be people that's going to be ignored. 5 people can't babysit 200 plus people and give out quality information. Kind of like if a personal trainer had small group classes, right? He has a class full of 10 people. He can look at all 10 of those people, give them proper exercises to make them have a good workout while overlooking their form. All of a sudden, there's 50 plus people in his class and it's just him by himself. Things are going to go to shit, okay? There's going to be 20 plus people trying to themselves on a deadlift. 5 guys just staring in the corner doing absolutely nothing because we all have those people in the class. Is Ashton going to respond in a timely manner and give these people money back that asked for it because they didn't receive shit? Now, I want to believe that this was all some sort of accident and things just got out of hand because of how popular he became. But the way how his team responded to being overwhelmed rubs me the wrong way. Hey, sometimes the shit rolls uphill, meaning a lot of mistakes that the employees make on the lower level is probably because of leadership and upper management. These setters and closers ignoring clients' messages that actually paid for the package is really not a good look, and it might be telling of what's going on with Ashton and how he believes his business should be run. When Ashton saw that there was a crazy amount of people coming to purchase his business course and he knew he wasn't going to be able to keep up with the volume, he should have just put a pause on everything, okay? He should have been transparent with everyone and say, hey, what I have right now is not enough for the demand at this point in time. I'm going to give a refund to everyone that we can't service at this moment. That way you don't tarnish your reputation, people are going to admire you for your transparency, you're not going to lose out on future clients, and you avoid being sued, which is a possibility right now. Another creator named Nick Trilogy called out Ashton, saying that he's going to get sued and face some serious consequences for this. And Ashton played the Uno reverse card. He sent Nick a cease and desist order on his video. I tried looking at the full video Nick put up on his Instagram, which is called Bodybuilding BS, and apparently he took that shit down. That thing got nuked. I don't know if Nick took down his video because of that cease and desist order, or Ashton showed up at his doorstep with a bowl of ice water and was just like, hey man, let's talk this out. The moral of this video is, if you have $10,000 to blow on education, don't look at shiny things online, okay? If you put $10,000 to talking to someone in person, it's gonna be better than an influencer with shiny jewelry and shiny fast cars that says they couldn't educate you. This dude is sprinting, causing havoc in condos around the country with a production crew. You think he's gonna have time to sit down and talk to you one-on-one and give you high quality education for $10,000 while he's doing all this other stuff? I don't think so. Look, if you were serious about your personal training career, click the link below, getmoney.com. This dude has a 4-hour morning routine. By the time he's done with that 4-hour morning routine, that's half his day. This dude's tired. He's going back to bed. He's not thinking about his clients. He's got more content to produce. On the bright side though, it does sound like this guy that was texting Greg got his refund, so that's good news. He just sent my refund directly to me about an hour later. I got it. Now the next question is, would he have sent this refund if Greg didn't make this video? Was it just a coincidence that Greg made the first video and Ashton was already planning to give the refund, or was Ashton sipping his Saratoga water and was like, holy shit, okay, I gotta start making these refunds now. Hopefully everyone that paid $10,000 for this course can get their money back, because that's a ridiculous amount of money to pay an influencer for information. And everyone learns their lesson from this and comes out a better person. And everyone lives happily ever after. Yeah, that's the end of the video. Like and subscribe. Tell me what you think about all this Ashton Hall stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. Profitt out.